Hi, I'm Rian,
And I'm Alex.
and in this video we shall be discussing some of the developments which English saw from the Age of Reason
To the Industrial Revolution.
We hope you enjoy.
The Age of Reason, 18th century. In the year 1701, the Age of Reason began. This included a dimension of ideas on the primary source of legality and authority. The two major figures in the Age of Reason were Isaac Newton and Samuel Johnson. Isaac Newton was an English physicist and mathematician and is well known for his works on the law of motion, optics, and gravity. Most importantly, he changed many words and meanings of these words in the English language, which are still used to this day. In the year 1704, I published a book named Optics. This book gained a lot of support, however, many people were confused with some of my complex wordings while reading the book. I also coined a new set of words related to scientific investigations, and few examples include the words refrangibility and reflexibility, which were words used to describe his experiments with refraction and reflection. He also changed the meaning of transmission. It originally meant passing from one place to another. However, he changed it to passing through a medium. Besides, opaque originally meant not lit up, but Newton decided to alter the meaning to not allowing the passage of light. At the end of Optics, Newton considers English to be indistinct and badly defined. Samuel Johnson, or Dr. Johnson, was an English writer born on 18 September 1709. I wrote one of the first dictionaries of the English language consisting of 43,000 words and definitions in order to save the constant change in the English language. My book took 7 years to write and was eventually published in 1755. Finally, this book had a far-reaching effect on modern English language.
The development of proper English in the upper and lower classes, 19th century. However, even after all the standardization, many upper and lower classes did not improve their grammar, as the lower classes could not afford to educate themselves or go out and buy expensive things like dictionaries. The upper classes, well, they just didn't really see the point in learning this new proper English, as they felt like they were superior. Instead, they wanted other classes to learn from their form of English. However, the other classes didn't comply. Surprising to some, the middle class was actually the only class which attempted to dust up their English by using dictionaries as an asset to join the mannerly and civilized society. An example of this was William Cobbett, a man of the lower class. I wrote the splendid book Rural Rides, in which I disapproved of proposals for remedies for agricultural distress suggested in Parliament in 1821. However, I also stated that writing and speaking properly was vitally important in the communication of English language, and at that moment in time, we didn't have any proper rules in place. The development of proper English in education, 19th century. At the end of the day, the classes couldn't come to an agreement, and eventually the blame was put on the education system. People believed that education wasn't keeping up with the rapid developments of the English language. Thomas Sheridan was an Irish actor and educator who was a major proponent of the elocution movement. In the year 1767, Sheridan attempted to supply the willing student with a guide to public speaking that was correct, appropriate, and successful. In actual fact, he wanted a total reform of the British education system, as he saw disregarding elocution and rhetorical delivery. In his book, British Education, he revealed that poor preaching was negatively affecting religion itself. Overall, this book changed the English language, since it led to changes in the education system and made people learn how to pronounce the correct words, which is vital in the understanding of communication. The development of proper English in Scotland, 19th century. During the 19th century in Scotland, English started to take over and change the Gaelic language in Scotland. Borrowing words from Gaelic led to an issue in pronunciation all over England. Many sounds could be spelled in different ways, whilst one spelling would have many expressions and diction. The response from the Scots? Well, unfortunately, the Scots weren't too happy about all these developments, as they feared that their beloved Gaelic would disappear. Additionally, they were furious and offended that the language was seen as outdated and mediocre compared to English. On the other hand, Robert Burns was a Scottish poet and lyricist. He was, and still is, widely regarded as the national poet of Scotland, and is celebrated worldwide. I am one of the best known poets who have written in the Scots language, although much of my writing is also in English, and I like Scots dialect. accessible to an audience beyond Scotland. I also wrote and stand in English, and in these writings my political and civil commentaries, often at its bluntest, stating my honest views on the development of English in Scotland. Overall, Robert Burns was viewed as one of the key figures in keeping Gaelic language alive at the time. Till this day, Gaelic is still taught in schools throughout Scotland, however English is now the main spoken language.
The development of proper English for women, 19th century. In the 19th century, women were more educated than before. Moreover, their speech and literacy improved. Novels were thought to be a foolish occupation for females until Jane Austen wrote about the capabilities of such work in her own novels. Jane Austen was an English novelist and was born on 16 December 1775. Some examples of novels are Emma, Mansfield Park, and Leslie Castle.
I, Jane Austen, was one of the first women to start writing novels during the 19th century. However, I always had to publish my work anonymously, as it was impossible to get a book published if it was known to be written by a woman. In my novels, I would write about women's views on marriage in the pursuit of favorable social standing and economic security.
Jane Austen is responsible for the creation of words like agreeable, appropriate, delicacy, discretion, eligible, property, respectable, and unfit. The development of proper English during the Industrial Revolution, 19th century. Another major factor that changed the English language was the Industrial Revolution. In the 150 years that followed, there was an extraordinary explosion of new ideas and new technological inventions. Thus, new words had to be invented or existing ones had to be modified. William Wordsworth was an English poet who found peace and comfort in nature. He believed that nature held the answer to a simple, happy life. He also tried to express to his readers that the factory and mines and other fields of the Industrial Revolution were causes of all social and economic problems. The three main areas where the development of language occurred were fashion, medicine, and technology. Fashion. The word crinoline was first recorded in 1830. It was borrowed from the French word crinoline, meaning haircloth. Crinoline was primarily described as stiff fabric with a warp of linen thread. However, by 1815, the meaning of the word had changed and became a rigid skirt-shaped structure of steel, which was designed to support the skirt of a woman's dress. A few examples of words coined during this period were aniline, magenta, lingerie, and peignoir. Medicine. Words such as ambulance were created and referred to a mobile or field hospital. The word comes from the French ambulance, hôpital ambulant, which literally means walking hospital. They were used to carry wounded soldiers from the field during the Crimean War. A few examples of words coined during this time period were aspirin, leukemia, gynecology, and diphtheria. Finally, technology. As new products and technologies were invented, machines and processes that were developed at this time were train, engine, electricity, telephone, camera, and more. In some cases, old words were given new meanings and connotations, such as vacuum, which originally meant empty space.
Overall, as the time has passed, proper English has developed a lot, and we hope that this video gives you a short summary of some of the changes that occurred and some of the key figures responsible for this change.
Thanks for watching.